Festival in Montreal, where it's all just for laughs.
And now, please welcome your host for tonight, Ben Elton.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome indeed to this, the International Comedy Summit, to celebrate 10 years of the Montreal International Comedy Festival. And we have got an extraordinary show tonight, and it's going to be opening with a little routine from me on an international theme. I should like to discuss the Rio Earth Summit. Do you recall the Rio Earth Summit? When all the leaders of the world met in Concord and agreed that the Earth was knackered and agreed that there was bugger all they were going to do about it. The big question was one of biodiversity, ladies and gentlemen. Biodiversity, that was what was on everybody's lips, and everybody was asking the big question, what the hell is biodiversity? President Bush thought maybe it's a sort of washing powder. The British contingent thought perhaps it's something a conservative cabinet minister does with an actress in Earl's Court. Nobody knew what biodiversity was. I will tell you what it is. I will give you an example. In order to do so, I need to discuss the sex life of a certain Antarctic-type whale. It is called the Wright whale, the Antarctic Right whale. Now, when I tell you about just how stupendously saucy the Antarctic right whale is, you are going to feel a bit inadequate. All right. Because you may be under the impression that you are something of sophisticated lovers. You may think you have a fairly sophisticated sauce life. You may leave the lights on. I don't know. You may even take your socks off, possibly. I'm not. You may have purchased one of those great new videos, The Lover's Guide to Sex, an educational guide to being a more caring lover. You may even have watched the talking educational bits instead of fast-forwarding through to the next dirty bit like everybody else. Oh, they're great, those vids, aren't they? Now you can legitimately play with yourself. It's all right, Mum. No, it's okay. It's educational, really. You may think that you are a sophisticated lover, but you cannot be as stupendous a lover as the right whale. Because all these things that we have, videos and telephone sex, I mean, it's all to exploit our essential fartiness, our essential smallness, our loneliness. It can't possibly work. Telephone sex lines, I mean, it's not going to deliver, is it? I mean, be honest. I mean, if you were hungry, would you ring Pizza Hut and get them to read the menu to you? No, you would not. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons the Antarctic right whale is such an extraordinary saucy lover is because it has to do it in the sea. Now, I'm sure you've all tried it. You know, that holiday break, you know, you had one too many glasses of wine. Come on, let's go and do it in the sea. Come on. No, I don't want to. They'll think we're cuddling. Come on, we'll go. It's not as easy as you think from the beach, is it, eh? Wafting around, you can't get any purchase on your arsehole, can you? She's got sand in her crevice, you've got a lobster on your dick. It's not easy, is it? Very romantic, having it off in the sewage outfall from the local hotels. That's not... You're going to use a condom? Yeah, there's one floating by, actually. I mean, what we have done to our beaches, the pollution. It's not worth going on a seaside holiday anymore, ladies and gentlemen. What's the point? It's too polluted, you might as well just buy an ice cream and go and sit in the toilet. I mean, seriously. But the real problem for semi-aquatic mammals, having it off in the sea, is not the waves or the lobsters. It is the fact that saltwater brine is a spermicide, right? Kills sperm, which is a bit difficult when it comes to propagating the species. Now, most semi-aquatic mammals get out of this by having a system of valves, right? But the right whale, not a word of a lie, a 60-ton beast, 120 tons between them, does it out of the water. The right whale screws in mid-air. Let me tell you how they do it. Absolutely true, biodiversity. First of all, they flirt. You know, all mammals flirt, and the way that these whales flirt is by swimming around each other in circles, going, like this, see? Swimming, this is the whale equivalent of down the discotheque, you know, dancing around her handbag, going, come on, let's do it, please, let's do it, come on. I really respect you. No, I'm not like other guys, let's do it, please, right? So after they've swum round each other for a while, absolutely true, they back away, okay? They reverse away from each other. 5 miles. Now, biodiversity, you see, ladies and gentlemen, you see, I mean, with the humans, if you're trying to get laid and your prospective romantic liaison backs 5 miles off, you know you're not getting any, do you? So they back away 5 miles and they turn and they face each other, locating each other by means of sonar. That's how all whales find each other. It's got very confusing for them since humans began to populate the seas in boats. Many is the whale that has tried to screw a coal dredger. This is the truth. Now, once they have located each other by means of sonar, they begin to think about the source. And the male whale lowers the tackle. Now, I am talking about a senior portion, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you lads out there may be very proud of your lunchbox. You may think you're packing something powerful down there. But compared to the Wright whale, your portion is the gentle equivalent of Luxembourg, believe me. Because the Wright whale's dick is 8 feet long and 2 feet wide. Now, if you have difficulty imagining a dick of those proportions, come backstage afterwards, I'll show you one, all right? Oh, a bit of Benny Hill suddenly leaps onto the stage. The alternative mask is dropped for a moment. So, once the right whale has lowered his tackle, because normally it's kept up in the body cavity for means of hydrodynamism, you see? Doesn't want it dragging on the sea floor, you know? Scaring the dolphins. What the fuck was that? They begin to swim towards each other, singing. They sing as they swim towards each other through the freezing Antarctic Ocean. They sing a bit better than that, but that's my impression of a whale. And as they are about to meet, just as these two 60-ton beasts are about to slap bounce into each other, they both flap their mighty tails on the surface of the ocean and rise vertically out of the water, smash into each other, penetration, ejaculation, insert and spurt. It's all over in a second. And they collapse back into the foaming water, no doubt for a cup of tea and a cigarette and a bit of a cuddle. The male right whale, some 10 gallons of love juice, the lighter. Consider such an act of passion. I mean, supposing they missed. I mean, you know, it's sometimes very difficult, sort of, you know, getting it. I mean, it is, isn't it? You know, you're making love, you can't quite, you know, find, oh, no, down a bit, up a bit. No, you got it there. No, not there, wrong hole, get out of there, go on. I mean, humans can't just slip it in, can they? Except in movies, obviously. I mean, in movies, they keep on kissing, right? And they've got their arms around each other, and it's just in, you know. I mean, none of this kind of, none of that, no. It's just in. I think they must use a funnel. I mean, it's the only way to get... But the right whale is so sophisticated that bang, in and out. Compare this to the human method of sourcing, you know, 5 minutes of squelchy, and then a row about who's going to go and get some toilet paper, you know. Oh, get some bog paper, will you? Oh, God. Oh, look, can't you just leave it? I mean, we'll wash the sheets at the weekend. Oh, get some bog... Oh, God. Middle of the night, you're half drunk, you say, oh, Christ. Get lots, all right. You know, half a tree coming off the roller here. Oh, I'll join Greenpeace in the morning. Biodiversity, ladies and gentlemen. And yet, at the summit, Bush and Major and all the leaders said we couldn't afford to make room in the world for the likes of a 60-ton shag monster with a 10-gallon scrotum. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be blown away now by an act from the United States. Would you please welcome, live on stage at the Comedy Summit, Penn and Teller. All right.
We are born in the USA, and we are from the United States, and we are magicians, and I think if it's any consolation to those of you who don't like the United States and don't like magicians, we are hated by all American magicians. And I'm not making this up, although I would if I thought it would play better. Genie and Linking Ring, which are two huge magic magazines in the United States, have had editorials and reviews that just trashed us and were incredibly badly written. And since this is really our first time on an English television show, we thought we would get a head start before we head over there, which I'm sure we will at some point, and see if we could really anger British magicians as well. So we would like to dedicate this bit right now to the members of the Magic Circle in London, England. Bust it.
First stage, you really blew my mind. Next stage, I reached but could not find. Blast off, exploding love. Cast off, to the stars above. No relativity in my galaxy. Lift off for love. Lift off for love. Lift off for love. Baby, hold on to me. Escape velocity. Lift off for love. Hey, lift off for love. Lift off for love. Lift off for love.
Blast off!
Hey, hey, ho! 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 Hey, hey, hey! Hey! Jesus Christ. What the hell are you people thinking? We're only halfway done. You see? That's the way everybody else does it. This is the way we do it. We had to get these built special. Hey, Paul Daniels, suck on this.
First scale, you slipped away from me. Next scale, you're not where you should be. Now, now, now.
Trapdoor.
Trapdoor popped in for a while. Back door.
Trapdoor.
Missed you by a mile. You look at me and laugh. I saw you in half. Rip off the glove. Rip off the glove. Rip off the glove. Ain't no mystery. It's just trickery. Rip off the glove. Rip off the glove. Rip off the glove.
Trapdoor.
Superb stuff. Didn't I tell you you're going to have the finest in entertainment tonight, and it don't stop. This guy's just played the Vancouver Comedy Festival. Went over superb, just about a hit of the festival. You've got a lot of comedy festivals here in Canada. Obviously feel you need cheering up, I suppose, I know. No, it's good. It's good to be able to laugh at yourselves. That's important. I mean, everyone else does. You might as well join in. Now, I'm losing sympathy. Bail out. This guy's the business. Big in London, big in Vancouver. He's just about to be big in Montreal. Please welcome the superb Eddie Izzard. All right.
Yes, I was I was in a taxi. I quite often have to take taxis because I do gigs and get in a taxi because I haven't got a car, and I was attacked by a baboon once. And it's great getting a taxi. Sit in the front with a taxi, have a conversation. Nice, good communication, good thing. The trouble is taxi drivers get a lot of people in there, and the conversation gets very difficult for them, and you know, they're driving along, and they keep, with me, when I get in, they keep turning to me and saying, so what do you do for a living? And I'm a comedian, so I just make it up. I never say comedian. I say, oh, I'm an astronaut, I eat fish for a living, I'm banjo, I stick it in my ear, and my mother exploded. I have no idea. Anything, but it's just because I've tried it. If you say comedian, as soon as you say comedian, they go, oh, really? Here's one. And they lean back from the steering wheel, let go of the steering wheel completely, pick up a microphone off the dashboard, they have a big P in the back, and they say, there were two men, they went into this bar, and they were, and we're going straight into a tree at the same time. And they tell you this joke from hell, jokes that just piss anyone off, you know. And at the end they say, you can use that. And I'm there going, oh, God, oh, gosh. Oh. And it's happened so many times that as soon as I get into a car, before they said a word, I turn to them and say, so what do you do for a living? I'm a taxi driver. And I go, oh, really? Here's one. I was going down the high street, right, and I turned left at the chip shop, right? That's not it, that's not it. Then I went on down, took a right at the traffic lights, and I was there. You can use that. So it's a fun thing you can play. But communication, yes, I'm into that, because I'm European. Not British, no, I'm European. And it's quite interesting in Europe at the moment. We've got half of Europe is trying to get together and say, oh, yes, I quite like you, Europe, oh, yes. And the other side of Europe's going, well, I really didn't like you in the first place. And the people who draw maps in the whole of Eastern Europe aren't drawing lines in there at all. They keep, rub that bit out, draw that, rub that out, draw that, rub that out. They just put rubber bands in there now, so where you can move it out there, pull it out there, you pull that down there. But the language thing, oh, we've got 22 languages, oh, a whole stack of languages. And I like to have a go. I mean, British people are the worst at this. People in English-speaking countries, oh, they just go abroad and say, hello, hello, yes, I want a sausage, please, yes. Do you speak English? Where is this? Mongolia? Surely you speak English, surely. You just don't try, do you? But I'm into it. And if you go to a place where the language is different, use the phrase books. They're great. They've got survival words in there like, hello, where are the toilets? My mother has exploded. Please mend my tractor. Useful stuff. But you remember at school, whatever language you were taught, the lines that you were taught, completely bizarre. You could never use those. The first line I was ever taught, and this is French, was the second language I was taught, and the first line I was ever taught in that was, le singe est dans l'arbre. The monkey is in the tree. And it's just really difficult to get that one into a conversation. You've really got to crowbar that one in, you know? Because there's very few monkeys hanging out at airports, you know? You know, well, you're trying to get a room for the night. That's what you want to know. That's what you want to know the French for. You're going there, go, une chambre, oui, une chambre pour moi, oui, merci, ok. Merci, oui. En vacances, oui, en vacances, ok. Oui, oui. Une chambre, oui, avec une douche, with a shower, et aussi une toilette. Okay, mais le singe est dans l'arbre. Une chambre, avec une douche, une chambre. Mais le singe est dans l'arbre. Où est le singe? Le singe est dans l'arbre. Est-ce que le singe est dans la chambre? Non. Il n'est pas dans la chambre. Michel est dans la chambre. Avec l'oiseau. Il fait un orgie. Pourquoi? Est-ce que l'oiseau et Michel fait... Est-ce que le singe voulait aller dans la chambre? Attends, je demande à la singe. Bonjour, singe. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Je suis une singe. Je m'appelle James Singe. 007 Banana. License to swing. Est-ce que vous voulez aller dans la chambre avec moi? No. It's not going to happen, is it, you know? In the end, the only way I could actually get the line Le Singe into a conversation properly was I had to go to France in the end with a monkey in a little haversack. And we just wandered around in heavily wooded areas of France, waiting for people to come along, you know. Oh, here comes someone. Up the tree, up the tree, up the tree. Just hang on, okay? I'll do the talking. Let me do the talking. Bonjour, bonjour. En vacances, oui, en vacances. Les grands vacances, oui, les grands. Oui, très chaud, très chaud. Et aussi un peu clammy. Mais le singe est dans l'arbre. Il dit un singe est dans l'arbre. Ouais. Le singe est dans l'arbre. Ah, but it was a crap holiday, though. Oh, really more. In the end, the monkey refused to go up the tree. I had to go up the bloody tree. The monkey was down on the ground going and doing all the talking. People come along and go, bonjour, bonjour. En vacances, ouais. Oui, je suis un singe, ouais. Mais l'homme est dans l'arbre. It's a strange old thing. Anyway, thank you very much for listening.
Exclusive.
I just want to say how well we've been made to feel at home here, the British contingent. We've all felt that. We've all felt great. You've made us feel at home with little touches like putting the Queen on the money. That was great. That meant something to us. But actually, I know the royal family means a lot to you Canadians who are in Canada. I know that the royal family still represent the kind of values that you feel you want to get involved in. I mean, after all, Canada's breaking up too, isn't it? You know, I mean, let's face it. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to move on. We're going to see one of those British acts who've been feeling so at home. No, you're going to make them feel at home right now as you welcome a guy who's just had a hit series on Channel 4, the channel we're recording for this very evening in Britain. Storm the country. He's going to storm you right now. Please welcome Mr. Jack D.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here. Just want to say one thing about this stage. I've been told not to come too close to the front because if I do that, people right at the back upstairs in the cheap seats won't be able to see me properly. They can only see that much, right? Yeah. And we wouldn't want that, would we? That would be a pity, that would. Yeah. We don't want that. Yeah. Okay? You having a good time? Right. I was on the aeroplane over here. This guy said to me, have you been in Montreal before? I said, no. He was alive, been before. I just didn't want a conversation with him, you know what I mean? I nipped that one right in the bud. He said, you're going to love it. People in Canada are so friendly. They really are. I thought, you've met them all, have you? So I've been having a good time. I did a book signing session this afternoon, yeah. Managed to scribble my name in 3 encyclopedias before I got thrown out of the shop. You know, I went into a hi-fi shop you got here. I was looking at the stereos, right? Just minding my own business. And a salesman came up to me, very pushy young man. You know the sort that comes up, you know, like that. So I get up off the ground. And, we discussed who'll pay for what and that. And he goes, why don't you buy yourself a compact disc player? Like that. Because he had a microphone, see? He goes, why don't you buy yourself a compact disc player? I said, I don't need one. I've got a record player. I have no need for a compact. He said, yes, but there's no comparison. You get a CD, you get the feeling the band's actually in the room with you. It's incredible. I said, I like the Pogues. I don't want them in my house, thanks. What happens if you get the Pogues on CD where you get bad breath coming out the speaker at you or something? Is that, what are you missing out on here? I can't think of anything worse than a machine in my house that makes me think I'm somewhere else. I don't know, well, you put the live album on, you're there, you're at the rock festival, like, you're going to take a piss behind the couch or something, you know? Come on, do it over here. No one's going to notice you do it here, yeah? Yeah, warm, yeah, so queue up for 3/4 an hour to get a warm can of Coke out your own kitchen, yeah? I think you should go the whole way, put the record sleeve right down the bottom of your garden and pretend you can see fine, you know? I know, less machines and gadgets I have in my house, the happier I am. So I feel about it. I've got an answer phone, it's got an attitude problem. It has. 3 days, no messages. All of a sudden it goes, oh, I forgot to tell you, Tony rang. Yeah, sorry, I got a VCR, doesn't record the program, just kind of watches it and tells me what happened, you know? Oh, Rose Amazon's a good one, you missed it. Oh, thanks, I'm glad you had a nice time watching my television. Jumped up little clock. Thank you very much. If you could just laugh in time, it would help me, you know? That's what we're here for. I can't stand it when people laugh out of time like that, you know what I mean? Because it just kind of underlines the pointlessness of what I'm doing here, you know what I mean? It's a comedy show. Do you have a good time? Yeah, I had a good time, but I would have had a good time anyway. I just laugh at anything, me. Yep, I'm mad, I am. I don't know, machines, gadgets, they're wrecking our lives. And the latest thing I wanted to have black boxes in cars. Yeah, they're going to put black boxes in cars. Now, I think it's a big good idea. That would reveal a lot, wouldn't it? Listen to those last few moments of conversation in the car before the accident. I think we'd find out a few little home truths, don't you? I think it'd be like, reduce speed now. Well, I think I know when to apply my brakes and when to... Oh, leave it to me. I'll tune their bloody radio. You do not fold a road map like that. Give it to me, give it to me. All right, my way. Oh, thanks a lot. Mom, Dad, I want to be a woman. Oh, so... It's a terrible thing when you forget what you're about to say, isn't it? In front of 4,000 people. That's horrible. That's a bit like, it's like that feeling of when you're having sex with your partner, you run out of people to think of. Do you know what I mean? No, come on. That's not my, I didn't write that line, so... No, my wife thought that one up, actually. What was that? Shopping. I was out shopping at the supermarket. I go to the supermarket, right? And supermarkets are the same the world over. This is something. But people behave the same in supermarkets wherever they are. Like they get really close up to you in the queue. You know, looking over your shoulder. They have to know what you bought, don't they? Let's see, go on there. You like little cakes. Ah. Little cakey wakies, eh? Yeah. You know what I do? I get that situation. You know what I do? You know that baton says, next customer, please? Right? It has a use. Look at that. So, excuse me, see this, right? That's you, okay? And I want you to stand over there, okay? I was in a supermarket the other day, and people are so pathetic in supermarkets, yeah? I had a trolley load of stuff, a mountain load of stuff in my shopping trolley. And I'm at the checkout counter, it's my turn, right? And this man standing behind me, he's just got a basket and a carton of milk in it, you know? And I said, is that all you've got? He said, yes, it is actually. Yeah. So well, you might as well fuck off now. I'm going to be hours. I mean, you know. Why do parents always take their children to supermarkets to smack them? What is that about? This is something I noticed because they do this. I saw this the other day. It's a little 3-year-old, and he's sat in the trolley like they do, you know, and his mum's pushing him around and doing the shopping. And he sees something he wants, right? And he thinks, I love them. Well, I like them. I've had them before. I like them. I'm going to get them open in a minute, right? And his mum says, now, if you don't put those back, I'm going to smack you. And he can get them open. And so he smacks him, and he cries, and it's all a big, you know. I mean, why not just let him learn the hard way, for Christ's sake, you know? There's only a packet of tampons, you know? He's not going to do that again in a hurry, is he, you know? Oh, the incredible expanding sweetie. I'll just put them back. They're not as nice as I thought they was. Good night. Cheers.
Yes, indeed. Tremendous stuff. Now, to an act who has been described as the Norman Bates of comedy. So I just know you're going to fill your trousers to the amazing Jonathan. Get down!
Thank you. Please sit down. Please. No, this is embarrassing. Sit. Thanks.
That's going to look good.
Well, that woke your ass up butt quick, didn't it? Ha! Look at little hearts beat like a gerbil. Oh, God, I got to get to the hospital. Look at this mole on my neck. This thing is driving me nuts. You know, when it was little, it was cute, but now, a lot of comics won't even do mole humor anymore. They're chicken. Well, we're going to start with a magic trick. You, sir, do you have a handkerchief? All right, do this. You have something hanging. It's bugging me. I can't concentrate with this. Thing's getting longer and longer there, and I just know, no, eventually it's got to fall off by itself. I know that, but I got only like 7 minutes, so we're going to start with a really neat trick. Does somebody have like a $5 or $10 bill or anything? You have a $5? Anyone, just any kind of money at all. I know this usually, generally, just makes everybody a little antsy that we use your money for a trick. So if it's going to bug you, we'll skip it, because we have a lot of other shit we can do. Okay. Let's look at some of the shit you just bought, shall we? This first trick is called the mystery of the linking coat hangers. And as you can see, they're already linked, so that's going to save us lots of time. Now, this is a classic rope trick a lot of magicians won't do, because they're chicken. They use strings or wires or even magnets sometimes to achieve... All right, forget it. Have we done this yet? Have we done this yet? Okay, we'll do it now. Okay, well. Sorry you had to see that. I want to take my clothes off and run around. This prevents streaking. Somebody have a Bic lighter? Anybody have a Bic? You have one? Anyone? Just one of those little plastic lighters. Throw it. Throw it. Perfect. Just about fills that up. Something in my eye. Stand up. Stand up! You look like the idiot that killed my parents. I'm just kidding. I killed my parents. Come here. Come here. Feel. Is that real? That's no fake knife? Would you feel my arm? Is there any rubber or latex on the arm? Then explain this. That was an illusion. What you're about to see with this guy's arm and this knife is real. Stand up. Fake knife. Oh, shit. Well, that's gonna sting for a while. I'm okay, I'm fine. Wipe it. Hell, there used to be a... Oh, shit. Wait a minute, there's a note. You can't take that song anymore. You ever try to eat popcorn at the beach? Oh, by the way, the hand is not quicker than the eye. Watch. The eyeball wins. Again. You're gonna love this. You like birds? Just kidding, I'm kidding. Watch, watch. This is so cool. You'll love this. It was sick. No, it was. It was very sick. You could tell by how white it was. I got a nuclear waste bucket through customs. I cleaned it really good, so they let me through with it. It's not dangerous to you, but... Oh, jeez, that felt weird. Do I look pale? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. Good night! The amazing Jonathan. Well, now, you're going to dig this one. I saw him last night too, man. It was extraordinary. You're going to have such a time. Please put your hands together for the fabulous, superb
Eddie Griffin. All right.
What up? How you doing in the cheap seats? Yeah. They ain't paying no attention to y'all this evening, have they? Don't you worry about that. I'm gonna take care of you. I've been out here in Montreal for a little while, man. I have noticed that there isn't that much racism out here. I haven't been followed while I'm shopping. You know, because back in the States, they'll follow you everywhere. Where you going? Can I help you? Can I help you? Trying to steal something, make your knee grow. You know what I'm saying? There's a big racism problem back in America. I'm sure y'all heard about the Rodney King incident. I was in Los Angeles when this happened. They whooped his ass. And then they said, we're not guilty. Stevie Wonder could see they guilty. But that's all right, because Rodney's supposed to get paid $1 million for every blow. $56 million. I'm looking to get jacked up. I'm doing 300 miles an hour in a Volkswagen, yelling out the window, to hell with the police! To hell with the police! Come over here, whoop my ass, give me my cash. I ain't lying. It's election time in America, but we know it as lying season. This is when they tell you everything you want to hear so they can get your vote. I'll kiss every child born. Everyone will have free cheese and a car in every garage. Who cares if it's a Hot Wheel? I love ya. I'm so glad Bush is gone, because I can't vote for no man named after a woman's private part. President Bush took a licking today. And he knows he's going. That's why he's trying to start another war over in Iraq. Talking about, I'll go over there, I'll kick his ass. I'm a strong president. I'll get him. That's a little bitty country the size of Montreal. That's like a 30-year-old man thumping a baby in the head. Pow! You won't be walking in that walker again. You know what I'm saying? I think it's about time we had a black president. Don't you think so, Caucasian people? You know what I'm saying? Because if we got a black president, you know he's gonna be honest. Because we can't help but tell the truth. That's why we can't keep a job. You know what I'm saying? White people, y'all learn the art of lying. Like if the boss get on your case, look here, Jimmy, I wanted that memo and I wanted it yesterday. Sorry. You're right, I'm wrong. Got a lot of stress on my mind, you know, the ride and everything. Sorry. You come to a black man like that, hey, hold up. You don't talk to me like I'm a little kid. Man, I'll beat your monkey ass. Forget you in this job then. Well, give me my check. Give me my check. That's what I thought. Get home. Baby, I lost my job. You know what I'm saying? Black president come on and do a speech to the union, come on television. How you doing, America? Shit is toe up. I'm raising taxes all day, all night. Because I ain't paying for all this shit myself. You can kiss my black ass, kiss my black ass. I'm legalizing weed, because you ain't never heard about nobody smoking a joint and go kill up a restaurant full of people. Smoke too much, you're going to sleep. There's going to be an all-black police force. That's right, there's going to be a few Rodney O'Halloran beatings. I found out a lot of our nation's great forefathers were heavy cocaine users. Like Alexander Graham Bell, that's how he got his middle name. Graham! He liked to buy it by the gram. Because you got to be totally high and out your mind to come up with a concept like the telephone sitting at home. I wish I could talk to somebody ain't even here. Hello? Hello? What's that ringing in my ear? And you know Ben Franklin was high. He went out the lightning storm with a kite. Need I say more? Drugs is not about addiction. I found out drugs is about vacation. Because when you broke and you poor, you don't have $500 to go to Hawaii and go surfing. So you get a little $20 piece, stick it in the pipe. That's why you see him out on the corner doing this. Hey, man, what's wrong with you? Man, I'm surfing. I'm in Hawaii. You get on. I think Michael Jackson's on crack. Anybody that will mess their face up like that on purpose, he doing something. I bet you Michael be home, Michael be like...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving right on now. We got an act that you are seriously going to dig. It is the weirdest thing. The man is a piano juggler. So get ready for a serious piece of superb piano juggling from Daniel Menendez. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Now the 5-ball song. Sank balls.
Daniel Menendez, ladies and gentlemen, didn't I tell you? We had A superb show for you tonight. That is extraordinary. I have never seen an act like that. You don't often get to see a bloke play a piano with his balls, do you? That is extraordinary. I can only apologise for that lapse. We've got a big treat for the viewers back home. Mike Smash and Dave Nice. So from Radio Fab FM, please welcome the very sincere Smashy and Nicey.
Pop-a-doodle-doo, Canada.
I must say, you Canadians are tonto.
You're absolutely bonkers.
You're crazy.
You're quite mad. You're preposterously barking.
You're one Molson short of a six-pack.
You're one husky short of a dog team.
You're one steroid short of a gold medal.
You're listening to Sense with Smashy and Nicey, and I must say, it's quite literally great to be here in Canada talking sense to you.
It's moose-tabulous, mate.
It's maple leaf-tastic.
It's mounty-mungus.
We quite literally love it here, don't we?
We certainly do, mate. But hey, we're not trying to ingratiate ourselves with you Canadians. No, in fact, there's nothing I hate more than when I see an act trying to grovel to the audience in a totally transparent and embarrassing manner. I remember recently seeing an act in the States.
Sorry, mate, where?
The United States of America, mate.
No, you've completely lost me now. Where's that?
Oh, it's a small little dump just below Canada!
Canada! I love Canada, don't you?
But you know, one thing that does puzzle me is everyone here seems to insist on speaking to me in French. Now, why do they do that? Do I look French or something?
Don't be so Dan Quail-tastically stupid, mate. They don't think you're French. They speak French to everyone.
What on earth for?
Well, mate, it's so that nobody thinks they come from America.
America, mate? Where's that?
It's a small but insignificant little country just below Canada!
Canada! I love Canada, especially Quebec, especially Montreal. Especially this theatre and everybody herein. Now, I'm not trying to grovel to you, but it's true.
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay, we're having a whole load of fun. We're going to be doing some bonkers things while we're here.
We certainly are, aren't we, mate?
I'm going to be going up to Newfoundland, mate.
Newfoundland, mate? Isn't that the home of the Canadian intellectual?
That's right, mate. I'm going to be doing some great work for charity up there. I'm going to be doing some fundraising for animal welfare.
Oh, that's great, mate. Is that your sponsored seal club?
That's right, mate. Every little baby seal I wallop over the head raises $1 for animal welfare. And I'm going to be doing that with Prince Philip, the celebrated huntsman and president of the World Wildlife Fund.
Oh, that's nice for him, mate. Give him something to take his mind off all the deep personal and tragic problems the royal family are going through at the moment.
It's quite sad, isn't it, mate? First, we had Mark Phillips and the horse-tastically regal Princess Anne. And then there was Andy and Fergie. And you know, Fergie had some terrible things written about her in the press. But I think she's a great lady in a ginger, freckly, fat-ass, scrounging type way.
She certainly is, mate. You're talking sense.
Thanks, mate.
But I'll tell you someone I would like to come face-to-face with on a dark night, mate. And that's someone almost Christ-like in his selfless altruism.
Who's that, mate?
It's Canada's own Bryan Adams. Because everything he does, ladies and gentlemen, he does it for you. Everything Bryan does, he's a great guy. Every time he goes to the bathroom, run a bath, he does it for you, sir. Every time, I don't know, he brushes his teeth, he's doing it for you, madam. Every time he sits on the john and has a dump, he's doing it for all the little kiddies in the world. What a great guy.
That's typical of him, isn't it, mate? And he came round my house the other day and did me washing up just for me.
Oh.
And apparently, sir, I've had a message that he's at your home at this moment having sex with your wife.
He's doing it for you, sir. What a great guy.
What a great guy Bryan Adams is, and he's really just like the boy next door, isn't he, mate?
He certainly is, mate, especially if you live next door to Bryan Adams.
Right, mate, yeah. And now, so that the viewers at home are watching on telly don't feel left out, here's a little quiz for you. Are you ready? Okay. For which film did Bryan Adams write the hit song, Everything I Do It For You? And if you could put your answers on a postcard, please, to the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves competition, March Van Zell 4.
That sounds great, mate. I can't wait to find out the answer to that one. That's certainly a tricky one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Nicey and Smashy. We're all the way from England.
Sorry, mate, where?
England, mate.
No, where's that, mate?
It's a small, insignificant little colony of Canada.
Canada! He's Dave Nice. I'm Mike Smash. You lot of bonkers, and I'm saying ba 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 dang a dang dang ba 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 ding a dang dang bye bye.
Ciao, rockers.
Okay, so we're rocking on in this international comedy summit. We've got a great comic from Britain right now. He's really broken through in London over the last year or so. Everybody's talking about him. I know the same thing's going to happen right here in Montreal. Would you please welcome the superb Mark Thomas? All right.
Brothers and sisters, during economic depression and recession, in England, they have arrested a man for molesting a dolphin. And there's a couple of things I want to know. This man was arrested off the North Sea of England. And the thing I want to know is, how do you get and keep a hard-on in the North Sea? Secondly, how did they find out? What is it? What's that flip? You've been interfered with. My favourite politician also resigned. My favourite politician is La Cicciolina in Italy. Nice that so many of you know her work. It was brilliant. She's a porno star and she gets elected into their parliament. And that's wonderful. Representing the workers of Italy is a woman from the sex industry, and that is great. Because what do we do? What do we do? All we do is elect the clients. This is why I'd love to see prostitution legalised, get the violence out of the whole thing with the pimps, and also, if the prostitutes were legal, they could form a trade union. Maybe go on strike. They're all there on the picket line, linking arms. Can't fuck, won't fuck, can't fuck, won't fuck. Okay, sisters, no violence, no violence. Not unless the police pay for it like everybody else. We've tried to arrest them, Sergeant, but they charge us 30 quid a go for the handcuffs. We can't do it. Then, after 2 weeks, the government, for some unknown reason, start to get a little bit tense. They lose their cool, they panic, they declare a state of emergency and call the army in to do the prostitutes' jobs. Hello, Fifi Lamour here. We actually tried to kill John Major, our Prime Minister, during the election. Somebody threw an egg at him. An egg. Every country has got political assassins. The socialists, the anarchists. We get the surrealists. All right, we didn't kill him, but we juxtaposed the futility of art. And they kept on going on about how our election was like a US presidential-style election, and I thought, great, John Major, get into the open-top convertible, and he's been hit. Oh, no, it's an egg. It's definitely an egg. We found a carton by the grassy knoll. No, we found one by the bookstore. Oh, no, it's a two-egg theory. Didn't you love it when George Bush threw up? It was absolutely brilliant. I adored it because I've got the video distribution rights for Iraq. It was absolutely brilliant because we rarely see a world leader lose that much dignity in public. I just thought, oh, pray God, he pisses himself next. And I've got to say, a friend of mine went to Dallas, to the Grassy Knoll, by way of a homage, and they've got a memorabilia shop there. You can buy John and Jackie items. And he bought a John and Jackie salt and pepper pot with strategically placed holes. Oh, no, I think it's brilliant. I think it's great. I want to get a George Bush head mustard squeezer. And America's all upset now because Iraq won't tell us what weapons they've got, and we want to know what weapons they've got. We want to know. Well, you sold them to them. Try and remember. Listen, if there are any Americans in here tonight and you're feeling a little bit picked on, don't worry, it's just friendly fire. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters, but running across sand dunes with machine guns, shooting members of our own species is not heroism at all. I do believe in heroism, right? I firmly believe in heroism. For me, a hero is quite simply someone who will stand up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just go, right, I'll see if next door's got any rolling papers. That is a hero. Heroes are not Olympic athletes. I will not watch the Olympics. It's a pathetic, stupid waste of drugs. Stop running, you'll wear the effects off. Sit down. Enjoy them. And stop drugs testing the runners. Drugs test the synchronized swimmers. Check out the smiles. That is heavy-duty cocaine. They've even got something on there to stop their nose falling off. I'm going to tell you about my dad. My dad is to the right of Genghis Khan. He'll say things like, oh, mixed marriages never work. Why did you marry a woman then, Dad? But we were driving down a part of London near where I live in a van, and we were driving past an abortion clinic. And outside, there was loads of pro-life demonstrators with the big anti-abortion signs. And my dad leant out of the van window and just went, piss off! You don't know what you're talking about, you Bible-bashing bastards! And I just felt so proud. It was brilliant. Because in my country, it's 24 weeks. After 24 weeks, you can't have an abortion. But you see the pro-life demonstrators and you think, surely that should be extended to 84 years. And they crop up and go, abortion is morally wrong. No, your very existence disproves your point. In Minnesota, in America, they have a law. If you have an abortion, be it induced or miscarried, you have to give it a Christian funeral, and that is sick. But, brothers and sisters, if we take that logic to its extreme, it means all life-giving fluid is now sacred. So if you're a boy and you want a little bit of self-induced pleasure, you've got to have a priest there with you, giving you the last rites. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, we commit the body to the soil. You'll have a very moving ceremony of 4 pallbearers walking down the aisle, bearing a tissue. In fact, if you're a bloke, it's really easy to stop a pro-life demonstration. You just jump in front of them with a hard-on and go, drop the banners or I'll kill the lot. I mean it, I mean it, I mean it. Don't make me do it. Black cloth, you made me. I've been Mark Thomas, all power.
Ladies and gentlemen, ever conscious of our social responsibilities, the Just for Laughs International Comedy Summit here in Montreal has arranged for a small public information lecture to be presented to you by the provocative Mrs. Judith Beasly.
Hi. I am not a professional actress. I am a real person like yourself. About a month ago, a man came to the door and showed me some products designed to improve the sex lives of suburban housewives. Yes. I got so excited, I just had to come on Channel 4 and tell you about it. To look at me, you would never suspect that I was a semi-non-orgasmic woman. This means that it was possible for me to have an orgasm, but highly unlikely. To me, the term sexual freedom meant freedom from having to have sex. And then along came Good Vibrations. And wasn't I surprised? Now I am a regular cat on a hot tin roof. As a love object, it surpasses Harold by a country mile. But ladies, this is no threat to the family unit. Think of it as a kind of hamburger helper for the boudoir. Can you afford one, you say? Can you afford not to have one, I say? Well, the time it saves alone is worth the price. I'd rank it up there with Minute Rice, Ready Whip, and Pop-Tarts. Ladies, it simply takes the guesswork out of making love. But doesn't it kill romance, you say? And I say, what doesn't? So, yes. I can recommend the deluxe kit or the handy purse size model for the woman on the go. Fits anywhere and comes with a silencer to avoid curious onlookers. Ladies, it can be a boon to the busy housewife who has 1,000 chores and simply does not need the extra burden of trying to have an orgasm. But what about guilt, you say? Well, that thought did cross my mind. But at one time, I felt guilty using a cake mix instead of baking from scratch. I learned to live with that. I can learn to live with this. Thank you.
All right. Now, you know that was Lily Tomlin. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to dig this guy. Please welcome Drew Carey. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, no shit. I know what I look like. Thanks. It's okay. You can laugh if you want to. I don't care. People laugh at me all the time because I look like that guy from the ad in the back of the comic books for X-ray specs. It's great to be here. You know, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, United States. A lot like this town. Cold all the time, man. It's freezing in Cleveland. All I want to know in Cleveland is where the hell's all that global warming we've been hearing so much about? That's all I ever do in the winter, stand outside with an aerosol can, like, shh. That's right, screw the grandkids, I'm cold now. Need some meat today. Yeah, I like it here, man. I'm having a really good time. I got, that's a bad thing about Cleveland is the worst time to be there is not the winter, it's the springtime. Because we hate the winter so much. In the springtime, whenever it's just raining out, just chilly and rainy, you have to hear the same stupid phrase over and over and over. Every time it's raining, they walk up to you, hey, at least it's not snowing today, huh? 30, 40 times a day. At least it's not snowing, huh, pal? Pokety poke, 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 poke. Wet guys poking at you like they know you and they're letting you in on a big secret. Last time I was home, I was sitting at a coffee counter trying to mind my own business, have a cup of coffee. Had a guy on each side of me, wet guy, just sit down and just start poking away. At least it's not snowing, huh, pal? Pokety poke, 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 poke. He's right, could be snowing. Poke! Hey, hey. People always say that to you like it's the worst thing that can happen to a guy, you know? Like, hey, Drew, how come you're limping? Well, I was laying around the house, naked, playing with fireworks. Accidentally blew off an M80 in my lap. Wow. Well, at least it's not snowing, though, huh? I'm glad to be on the road, too, because every time I go home, I get bad news. I got terrible news lately. I got my high school reunion coming up. Ever been to one of those? High school reunion? Don't go if you've never been. It's a lot of pressure, man. You get that letter in the mail, and right away you feel like you only have 6 months to make something of yourself. Come on, 7. Daddy needs to lose weight and get a new career. Come on, baby. Yeah. I'm the only one that still looks like his graduation picture, though, so what the hell? Yeah, I know it's funny and everything, I just don't think looking like this is worth that one joke. Everything's going great, man. I got to tell you, for people say an international audience, I got to tell you the one thing that bugs me most about America: drive-through liquor stores. They're everywhere, man. Do you have drive-through liquor stores in Canada? No, because you have sane drinking laws. Drive-through liquor stores. If you never saw one, this is what it is. It's a big-ass liquor store, right? Big. With a window on the side where you can drive up and buy beer, whiskey, whatever you want, while you're driving. Great idea, huh? Just the thing for that drunk driver who's constantly on the go. Hey, no time to stop at a real bar. I got things to do today, pal. Places to go, people to hit. I'm a busy man. Busy, busy, busy. And just not enough hours in the day to hit everybody I want to hit. Christmas time, up on the sidewalk. Hey, at least it's not snowing, pal. Yeah, I'm kind of, the high school reunion thing, I'm kind of not looking forward to going there because I've gained a lot of weight since high school. Got a gut now, you know. It's because of the food. Anybody like me? I like that greasy, shitty American food, boy. Every kind of garbage you can shove in your mouth, and I'm there. If I cut myself shaving, sausage gravy comes out. That's why I always keep a little pile of biscuits next to the sink when I shave. I love that food. There's a restaurant in America in the United States called Denny's. They have a brand new thing on the menu. It's my favorite food. Now I'm living off this stuff. It's a hot dog with cheese and bacon. Not enough nitrates in a hot dog. Got to put some bacon on top of there. Yeah, then for an extra $1, they'll put chili on top of the whole thing. It's for people who don't give a shit anymore. If you've given up hope, try this. That's a power meal, man. Chili dog with cheese and bacon. That's power food. That's the kind of food just marches right down your throat, you know? Follow me, boys. We're going to the heart. What is that, lettuce? Get the hell out of my way, I'll kill you. Smoking a cigarette the whole way down. You, Chili, come with me. We're going to the colon. Quick, before he gets home, come on. Yeah, quick before he gets home. I'm not even kidding around about that part. You eat a chili dog from Denny's, man. It's like a race with the devil to get back to your house. If you don't make it, don't worry about it. So you don't let little stuff like that get you down and ruin your day. You got to turn every negative into a positive, am I right? That's right. I'm a big believer in positive thinking, I'll tell you that. Every bad day I make it into a good day. Like when it rains, I love it when it rains. The more it rains, the more I like it. When it rains really hard, I like to run stop signs just to make the police get out of their car. Hey, hell with them. I got the money. Get out. Why make the money if you can't enjoy spending it? Let's make them stand there in the rain in a big puddle. All right, you. You know why I stopped you? Yeah. You know why I ran the sign? Thank you very much. Have a good night. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we got now is without doubt the weirdest and the most wonderful act to emerge in Britain in donkey's years. It's also undoubtedly the most popular. Check out why as you welcome Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. Okay.
Everybody talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Pop music.
How are you doing? How are you doing? Vic, I'm just about to run past you. There you go. You say. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Pop music. Everybody's talking about pop music, but are they? So watch how quickly I can cover this distance, right? See that? It's pretty quick, wasn't it? What did you say? Do I like pop music?
No, do you like pop music?
Oh, Vic, I love it.
Who's your favourite pop group, then?
Got to be the Monkeys. Got to be the Monkeys.
But they're dead now, aren't they, of course?
Yeah, no, I miss them.
Do you miss them? How much do you miss them?
You know, I miss them more than, say, a butcher would miss his chopping hand. Miss them not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Bob!
Yeah?
Bob!
What is it, Vic?
What would you say if I were to tell you that I've got the Monkeys here?
Yes.
Tonight,
yes.
I keep them on a little dinner plate.
Yes.
Underneath the children's shroud.
What, they've shrunk then, have they?
They've shrunk, yes. I caught, you know that you're on the side of a giraffe?
Yeah.
You know it's little scales that it paints on?
Oh, those little patches.
I peeled one of them back and inside, reach inside, and they're all there, you know, little
Oh,
monkeys.
it must have been a terrible stench.
I put them on a little plate to keep them underneath the children's shroud.
I presume that is the plate there,
That
Vic.
is the plate, and that's the children's shroud. Do you want to have a look?
The children's
Do you want to
shroud?
see it? I'll show you. Right here. The children's
Yes,
shroud.
it is. We
What
can
is
see
that?
that
Well,
it
that's
is.
the children's shroud, is it not?
It's either that or a tramp you strangled last
What?
night. Maybe a tramp you suffocated last week, Vic. And that's the Monkeys.
The
under there,
monkeys
isn't
are
it?
on the plate underneath the children's shroud. Them steroids aren't working, are they?
No, they're not. They aren't, though, are they? They're not.
Bob!
Yes, Vic.
Do you want to hear him sing?
Yeah, well, you know, like...
Here we go, come on.
Oh, well, it's a tape, isn't it?
Listen, come here, let me play it. You ready?
Yeah, it was. Put it on.
Come on.
Don't let it go.
Put it back, come on.
Next
Hey, do you want to go, look? You look a bit, go on. Go on, don't be shy.
Then I saw her face.
I'll put it back, go ahead.
Now I'm a believer.
Oh, no, I can't take it back. Terrible.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Hold
Because
on, then,
when
eh?
I said I was missing them, I really meant I was missing them, you know.
Bob!
What?
Your foot's just raised up.
Oh, Jesus. That will happen. Does happen with him.
Just notice, you see these sort of orbs here, you know, a gentleman could be having his dinner in here, and he'd mistake those for an after-dinner mint, you see, and then he start to try and grab at them, and it becomes...
Jesus fucking thing! I don't know what was after secret.
What happened?
I think there's a ley line running across here.
Something happened then?
No, nothing. I think Roxette's been blown into that trumpet, Vic. You should
What
leave
happened?
it. Nothing happened. Just leave it.
Something happened,
It
Bob!
was just another example of my bad luck. I'm dogged with it.
You have a lot of bad luck, don't
I
you? Do you know what you need, Bob?
What?
A lucky charm.
Oh, I had a lucky apricot once.
No good.
No good. A sniper got it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I had a lucky hamper once.
Did you?
It didn't work. I've got a lucky charm that I always carry about with us here.
Yeah? Well, sure.
Do you want to have a look at it?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'll
Where
keep
is it?
over there.
You're pointing
I'll
over
go
there?
and fetch it. Stand back, you know. It's just here. I always keep... I
Oh,
always
I
bring
see
it
it now. Well, it's a carpet, Vic, isn't it?
It's me lucky beige carpet.
Huh? Well,
It's 30 foot of beige good luck.
Vic, if you'll carry around something as cumbersome and that, it must be very lucky in a
It
special
brings
way.
me a lot of luck. I've
Yeah?
got 10 square yards of underfelted good fortune.
You have. I'll tell you what, Vic, just tell us a few things it's done for you.
Well,
then,
I
if it's so
will now
lucky.
then. One, ever since purchasing this lucky beige carpet, I've continued to look nothing like Dr. Ruth.
Good. You still sound like a Vic.
Two, you know, like if you're in the toilet
Yeah.
and your foot like got stuck in the U-bend.
Yeah, it's always a worry, that, Vic.
Never happened to us since I got the carpet.
So it's true, then?
It is a lucky carpet.
It's true. It's true, ladies and gentlemen.
True.
It's a slab of good fortune, and it really works. Tell us about it, Vic.
It's my lucky carpet. Let me tell you how it started.
How did it start?
I got it in the market.
Oh, from?
A man who sells carpets. It's my lucky job. And it's a lot more lucky than my lucky band.
Yes.
And if we was ever parted, I would be broken-hearted. Oi! Lucky, lucky carpet. Lucky, lucky carpet. Oi! It's my lucky, lucky carpet. My lucky, lucky carpet. Yeah, my lucky, lucky carpet. I'm talking about my lucky, lucky carpet. Lucky, lucky, oh!
All the way from Britain, ladies and gentlemen, soon off to Tokyo. Superb. And what's incredible is they are real troopers, those people. It's extraordinary. I didn't want me to tell you this, but actually, all their drums are locked up in customs at the airport, and they had to use dustbins from out the back. Now, the next act. Not often you can say what the Americans often say, close personal friend, but this guy is a friend. He has appeared a number of times on British TV, and I've been privileged to introduce him. It's always been extraordinary. He's recently won an Academy Award in a film which also starred Rowan Atkinson, so congratulations on that, because this guy is the business. Please welcome the always fabulous Stephen Wright.
You know, I was gonna do that. So I get off the plane and I forgot to undo my seatbelt, and I'm pulling the plane through the terminal. And the wings are knocking people over. And then I almost broke both my arms trying to hold open a revolving door for a woman. Then I tried to hang myself with bungee cord. I kept almost dying. And then I went into a store and I tried to buy something to put underneath the coasters. And then I went to a museum where they had all the heads and arms from the statues that are in all the other museums. So I'm driving down the street and there's a guy hitchhiking. I figure I'll go back and pick him up. So before I back up, I put a tape in. I had a tape of that noise that trucks make when they back up. I had a bootleg version of that. I put the tape in and I'm backing up. And I get there and the guy gets in and I says to him, "Where you going?" And he said, "I love this album." And I said, "All right." So we start driving, and I'm being really careful because it's an old car, and I installed my own airbags in it. I got an old beanbag chair. And some helium and a compressor, and if I just hit the accident just right, I should be floating up in the sky, laughing hysterically. So we drive, and I said to him, "If I get tired, will you drive?" And he said, "No, you can't drive an automatic." And he said to me, did you ever fall asleep driving? And I said, no, I've woken up driving. Then a red light came on the dashboard, and he said, what's that? And I said, don't worry about it. That's just to tell whether or not that bulb is working. And then we saw a sign, next mile, 1 mile. And then another sign, next rest area, 25 miles. I thought, wow, that's pretty big. People must get really tired around here. So I said to him, I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm a student. I said, really? What are you studying? He said, journalism. I said, really? I'm writing a short story myself right now. It's the story of a photographer who goes completely insane trying to take a close-up photograph of the horizon. And he said to me, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm a peripheral visionary. I can see into the future, but just way off to the side. And all of a sudden, there's a school bus conked out on the railroad tracks. Train is coming, bus, train, oh no. Can you feel the tension? Like in the movies, you know, you see the train, you see the bus getting closer, oh my God. In the movies. You know in the movies when somebody reads a letter and you hear the voice of the person who wrote the letter? That kills me. That happens to me when I read menus. Bus, train, oh my God. My guy says to me, my God, these people are going to be killed instantly. I said, well, everybody dies instantly. It's the only way you can die. You're alive, then you're dead. He said, but they're not going to die of natural causes. I said, they're getting hit by a train. Naturally, they're going to die. Then I said to him, you know, we better get out of here. They're going to blame this on us. So we start driving away, and I put the other tape I had in. I had a tape, Best of Music. I only like one side of it. And we're driving, and I go too fast, and the police pull us over, and he says, license and registration, please. And I lean over to get it, and I said to the guy, my God, that cop's voice, that's the guy who writes the menus. And he said, what? And I said, never mind, I'll tell you later. So I give him the stuff, and I said, by the way, do you know what today's specials are? And he said, what are you, a wise guy? And I said, I have my moments of clear perspective. And we were arrested. I've been arrested several times. I can't wait to be arrested and go all the way to the witness stand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, you are ugly. See that woman in the jury? I'd really like to sleep with her. Should I keep going, or are you going to ask me questions? Thinking about my grandfather and how he had a special rocking chair built that would lean forward rather than backwards so he could fake interest in any conversation. I remember when I was a fetus, I used to sneak out at night when my mother was sleeping. I thought to myself, you know, now's the time I should start stealing some stuff since I don't have any fingerprints. remember when I was 7, my grandmother said, "Stephen, come over here." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You know, you're over there. Now come over here." I said, "All right." And then she said, "Here's $10, and don't tell your mother that I'm giving this to you." And I said, "It'll cost you more than that." I got a new dog. He's a paranoid retriever. He brings back everything because he's not sure what I threw him. Thanks a lot.
The Untitled Penguin's very groovy. Politically correct, he is a new man. Like, you know. So when they have sex, you know, how they rear their young is what I want to talk about in terms of biodiversity. Because when they have sex, you know, the male inseminates the female, obviously, making sure she comes first, you know. I mean, very important, you know. I mean, none of this, right, that's your little love, I'm drunk, I'm going to sleep, I'm sorry. No, multiple orgasms for the female emperor penguin. And then the lady penguin has the egg. Now, this is the one thing that the male penguin can't actually do for her, but obviously gets involved, goes to all the prenatal classes, you know, gives up smoking and drinking in solidarity, you know, promises he still loves her despite the fact she's got varicose veins and her tits are polishing her shoes, you know, I mean, that kind of piles, jeez. I mean, it's tough for women. The first, you know, my friends, you know, I'm 33, and a lot of my friends just begin to have babies. Oh, nobody warned me about the piles. An interesting thing is actually when, you know, the lady in question has to go down for her hemorrhoid lotion, she finds out that there's no discrete boxes for that. Even though it's a sort of similar process to, you know, to a period, you know, no, there's no discrete boxes, no, it just says, put this on your bum, you see. Now, the reason for that is because men get piles. That's why that is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once the egg has emerged, right, the female emperor penguin is absolutely true, says, right, you look after it, you hatch it, I'm off, it'll only take a night. Male penguin thinks, fair enough, only a night, I can get in on that, I'll do it. Bit of credibility, fair enough. Unfortunately, a night in the Antarctic lasts 4.5 months. You've had nights like that. Well, the female emperor penguin swims offshore. She's off to warmer waters, frolicking, gossiping, shopping, having affairs with seagulls, while the male emperor penguin remains the only major life form on that entire continent, bigger than the USA. The only major life form left on that continent through that winter is the male emperor penguin. And they huddle in groups, hatching 1 egg each. Minus 40 degrees. Wind of 100 miles an hour. And they're there, shivering over these eggs. Not sitting on them. Oh, no. Can't sit on them. Got to insulate it from the ice. They balance them on their feet. They stand stock still with an egg on their feet for 4.5 months. 100-mile winds, 40 degrees below, standing there, not a fish, starving to death. Imagine if the little bastard turned out to be a conservative, you know what I mean? Just wandered round hating you all day. I didn't ask to be hatched, did I, you know? Extraordinary. Wonders of the world, the right whale, the emperor penguin, and all the other beauties. But the greatest wonder, the greatest astonishment is that we, the human race, ask ourselves if we can afford to protect the other lifestyles, the life forms. We can't afford not to, can we? Oh, there we go, crowbar the back to politics in to justify a few tampon and dick gags. Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been a fabulous audience tonight. Everybody wants to thank you. There's a real buzz backstage. People have really enjoyed it. We think maybe you did too from your reaction. It's just been the best. Thank you, Montreal, from the British, the Americans. Thank you, and good night.
Next tonight, tickets are on sale for The Secret Policeman's third ball, another veritable feast of comic talent, including John Cleese and Stephen Fry, and music from the likes of Kate Bush and Bob Geldof.